Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Heike and you're watching Stone Cold Coffee Crafts. Today is Monday, March 23rd, and I decided to record my Flosstube as I have been the last few times on Monday morning to have it ready for Wednesday, because I have no idea what's going to happen in the next few days. The crazy is strong right now. So I hope you're all doing well. In these very special times. I'm fine, my partner's fine, my family's fine as far as I know. I have not gotten any bad news so far. So let's hope it stays that way, and I hope it's the same for you. I think my little assistant is going to join us. And there she is. This is my little kitty Lola, and she's always in the middle of everything. Alright, so this is probably going to be a short one because I did not work on many different things. I finished one thing and I surprisingly didn't purchase a whole lot. Well, that's not true. I did purchase as always, but nothing has arrived so far. So this whole new world is obviously a new excuse for customs to be even slower. So, yay. Alright. Finishes first. Baba Yaga is done. So I had mentioned in my... You are so cute. I had mentioned in my last Flosstube that I had planned to have her finished for today, and I finished her last Sunday, which would have been March 15th, I believe. So I pretty much, after recording the last Flosstube, I pretty much only worked on her when I worked on her. More on that in a minute. And yeah, she's done now, and I have been looking for the perfect frame. I think I found it. I hope I will have it by the weekend, because I learned from Michelle Bendy Stitchy's last Flosstube video that next weekend is going to be FFO weekend, and I actually have 3 finished stitches that are not FFO'd yet, and even though I just plan to frame them and nothing else, it would be great to do that next weekend, to have it done. So I have chosen the frame. I have not purchased it yet. I'm currently thinking about whether I should purchase 3 of them at once, because I plan to stitch the companion pieces, and I think I would like to have them in the same frame. Still thinking about it, but even if I do, I don't know if I will have them by the weekend. I hope so. So I have not frogged out the stitches in her mortar and pestle. Her thingy. I mentioned on my Instagram that these stitches in the orange color look horribly distorted. I stitched the black first and put the orange in afterwards, and I don't know, it's not exactly what I like to call neat stitches. And yes, I know you are always the center of attention, but may I show the people the stitches? May I? I may not, but I'm still going to try. So as you can see, they are not pretty even. I had been thinking, I think I also in this stitch managed to miss the correct hole. That happened quite a bit, that I actually slipped and entered the middle hole of the over 2 stitches, and that made it crooked. I didn't realize it here right away. Usually I noticed it right away and corrected the issue, of course. But yeah, just like Bayou and Cat, this was a very fun stitch, so I can't wait to do the next kit. As you know from my unboxings, I have another kit here now, but I'm not going to start her right away. I want to make a bit of a dent in my make 10 and 20 projects first before I start the next Owl Forest, because I know I won't be able to stop. Even though the next Owl Forest is going to be one on even weave. So let's see how that goes. And then I have a few more that are currently in Frankfurt in customs, not being released now for 5 weeks, I think. So this is quickly getting boring, but there's nothing I can do about it. That's the sad thing. So, whips, like I said, only one. after finishing Baba Yaga, I started... Yeah, I know that you're there. I started on the Satsuma Street Alice cell, and that's how far I came. So I started with the official chapter 2, which is the center block, Alice going down the rabbit hole. I did not start with the frame because I thought it would probably be easier to start with the center block, because starting from the middle end... Kitty, please don't topple over my haul. She doesn't give a damn. Because... Ah! See? And would you stop that, please? You already created a craft a lunch. So, and stitched the frame afterwards, and I actually made very good progress on the middle square. It is obviously finished, but then I started stitching the frame, and to be honest, I did not do anything crafty in the last 3 days. So up until Thursday, I was pretty productive, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I don't know what happened, but I just did not want to do anything at all. So I basically wedged out on the couch with that pesty one over there for most of the weekend, watching TV for once, which, yeah, doesn't happen that often. So yeah. Also, I noticed way too late, because I was pretty much finished with the center block, that I, for whatever reason, purchased 32 count linen for this, and actually I should have gotten 28. So I made it a little bit harder on myself with all the fine details. Going to show you a bit of a close-up of that bunny. Look at him. Isn't he the cutest? I think he's so cute. And he came out well. So I'm kind of happy with him. I'm not so sure about her face, to be honest. I'm not completely on board with that. Not sure. Something's bothering me about her face. So I don't know if you can see it, probably not, because it's notoriously hard to show on camera. But I have stitched the black in the center block with regular black. And the black I'm using for the frame is a toile. It is very subtle, but I thought a bit of bling would probably be a nice touch. So I'm going to stitch all the black in the frame in the toile and all the rest in regular 310. So my current plan is, because the next part of the pattern, which will be chapter 2 and will go here, is going to drop this Friday, to have the frame finished at least this far. So this is actually a square that is standing on the tip. So I'm going to try and finish the black lines, which have to go on the outside and the inside of the white. And then I'm going to try and finish at least this half of the outer border, to have this block completely stitched in, so that I can count from the border if I have to. Other than that, I'm not going to hurry on the framework. I think I'm going to finish it as the patterns drop, because I didn't make Alice part of my stitch 10 and 20, so I would like to catch up on her, but it's not my top priority to catch up on the frame completely before the next pattern, or even the next pattern after that drops, because I also have to stitch all the roses and the keys that go in these smallish sections that will be there. So the same line work will be up here, of course. Yeah, you have seen the picture. Needle minder, made that myself. Same for this one here, though this was made a few weeks ago. Yeah, and that's it. So that was finished works and whips / new start, because Alice is also my only new start. So, like I said, this is going to be a short one. We are moving into haul. So let me move anything that can be considered nitty to the side. It's not a lot, but once again, towards the end of the video, there will be a few minutes dedicated to knitting. If you're not interested in that, I will give you a warning. So patterns, my first Nashville market order arrived. This I placed with Topknot Stitcher. If you have not done so yet, she has opened, right before market, she has opened her non-Etsy shop. And I placed an order in her shop when I saw that she still had the Strutting Tom kits. And as of yesterday, she still had one left. But no promises. I'll make a note down in the description box if it's still available at the time I upload this video, but I actually don't think it will be. Because I think Michelle also mentioned that this is still in her shop. So as you can see, my order from her is basically Lindy Stitches. I got the Strutting Tom kit and I got the Merry Merry Needleworker. You've probably seen this a ton of times. But when I saw Stephanie's video with her market releases, I knew right away that this one was the absolute must-have for me. Strutting Tom, actually not so much, because I'm not much of a turkey person. But I saw the finished pincushion and I thought, okay, you can't sew at all. You have no freaking idea how to finish that. And honestly, even with the instructions, I have no idea how to finish it. But I want to try. I really want to try. I'm probably going to try with some dummy pieces to see if it actually works or if I'm misreading the instructions, because I'm still not sure. I was fine until the point cut, and then I thought, oh, I don't know if I really understand where I'm supposed to cut or if I'm misreading this or help. So I don't know. Yeah, Lola, take a nap on my knitting haul. Why don't you? So as you might know, Merry Merry Needleworker comes in 2 colorways actually, which is super exciting, but also my downfall because I have no idea which one I prefer. First impression, I would say I prefer the night version because it's due to the orange more colorful, I would say. But on the other hand, the color of this skirt. Holy heck, the color of this skirt. So right now I'm halfway down the rabbit hole of actually stitching both. I know, don't judge me. I really might do it. I don't know yet. I'm still thinking about it, and I can't place the order for the fabric anyway before my money for March comes in, which should be on the day you're seeing this. But who knows? And I've also noticed I have to put in the order directly. Well, I don't have to, but I will have to put in half of the order directly from Picture This Plus, because I can't find a shop that actually has the Echo in 32 count, I believe is the count this is calling for, or is it 28? Nope, this is 32 count this time. You are my witness. So I've seen that 1 2 3 Stitch has the Bramble, but not the Echo in 32 count. So I decided if I have to, then I'm going to go to Picture This Plus directly, order directly from them, and because I'm special like that, I'm going to get the crystal version for both fabrics. So already in my cart, but not ordered yet. I need money first. So, and like I said, the second one is the Strutting Tom, and I actually got the full kit. And I just would like to show you what the full kit, that's the pattern, I'm not going to show you that, what the full kit consists of. I have already pulled it out because I plan to start this today. I have to press it a little bit to get the centerfold out, but I have already marked my middle. That's the weird yellow dot there. So you get a piece of even weave. You get the back fabric of the pillow, which is this pretty fabric. You get the liner. I knows nothing about sewing. And you get these narrow pieces of fabric to do this part here. Then you get all the week's dye works that I used in this kit, which are 3 colors, namely cinnamon brown, cinnamon twist, which is the brown. Then you get the color Battleship, which is marked here as iron blue. So I'm going to assume that is that one here. And you get Blue Heron, which is a light blue. And then you have to add into the mix 6 DMC colors. Of course, because this is me, of the 6 DMC colors, I have 3. The other 3 I have to order. I always feel like I have a ton of DMC, but every time I try to start something, I am missing half of the colors. It's really fascinating. It really is. So then you get a tiny piece of this pom-pom string and the chenille to go around. And the 3 pins for his feathered tail. So, complete kit, everything you need except for the filling. But we will find that, no problem. And the DMC, we will get that, also no problem. I'm already looking forward to the time when I have so much DMC that I can stitch everything from stash without having to replace half of the floss. So, my second part of Nashville will come from Acorns Threads. I did not know about Topknot Stitcher's shop before I placed my order with Acorns, but quite honestly, I'm not sad about it because the ladies at Acorns, or the lady, I've only been in contact with Janine, they are so awesome. It's really, I think if I ever mention to visit their shop, I will awkwardly hug them without knowing them. Because they are just so nice. But I did purchase a bit of fabric in the meantime that actually also arrived by now. No, cat, you're not going to lie down on it. Please do not. So let's have a look at that, because the first I already showed you in my last Flosstube as a photo, which would be the 40 count old linen I got from Xju Design. I think this is a bit darker than the actual fabric that is used in the Night Walk Down, but I like it very much. And I did a floss toss and I believe it actually looks pretty good. The 40 count looks fabulous. It's a very nice fabric weave. But holy hell, I am so intimidated. It's so fine. So let's see if I can give you a bit of a close-up camera. Yeah. So it's very pretty, but yeah, let's compare it to, what count are you? 228 count. So spoiler, another piece of fabric I got from Xju Designs, and do you see that difference? Ugh. So yeah. And I actually got 2 pieces of that, because I thought this might be a good color for one of the other patterns I have. Not sure yet. I just thought this is a very good color to have in your stash. And I noticed that a lot of stuff is actually stitched on 40 count. So also Jukus has very reasonable prices. So getting an extra piece of that, not much of a hardship. Even for your wallet. So, and then I purchased, because I wanted to try out the colors for one, and I don't like paying shipping. Don't know if I've ever mentioned that, but I would rather pay more goodies instead of paying, buy more goodies instead of paying shipping. So I thought, let's try out a few more of her colors. This is the color Old Sheep in 28 count. It's not quite as light as it shows on camera. It's a few shades darker. This is a nice peachy neutral. And I think this would be very versatile fabric for a lot of things. Oh, cat. You're killing my computer there. Oh. She really has a tendency to lie down on the stuff that she's not supposed to lie down to. So, then I got a piece of Fool's Gold, which is a light yellow, and this is also 28 count, and it's so pretty. That's a perfect spring color, really. So I have to find something to put on this pronto because it's just so pretty. It has a bit of a few blue speckles, which were probably an accident, but it is fine. So this is a 19 by 27 inch piece, a pretty sizable piece. And then my surprise color, this is avocado, and this is just so beautiful. This is a 32 count this time. And I did not expect it to be this green. I actually expected a bit more of a muted tone, but I'm super happy with that. This is much better than what I expected. So this was my purchase from XJU Design, and I can highly recommend her. I contacted her directly because I wanted to custom order fabric, and she, for one, answered so quickly, and she had this one dyed up and ready and showed me with the DMC colors I had requested this fabric to be close to, how it looked and if this was what I was looking for. So this was a fabulous experience. Also, if you purchase $50 worth of goodies from her shop, worldwide free shipping, which is totally easy because she has so many nice fabrics and floss in her shop. And then I got another piece of fabric from Hand Dyed by Rolanda, which is also a shop on Etsy. She is from Canada. So that's her card. I've purchased from her before, so I think I showed one of her fabrics here before. But this caught my eye. Oh, and this is this is blowing out. This is actually a very bright blue. Yeah, that reads much truer. No. Nah, not sure. It's called medium blue, and that's exactly what it is. It is a 28 count, I believe. Yep, it's a 28 count. It's a 17 by 26 inch piece in medium blue. It is opalescent, and it's going to be my fabric for my long dog sampler. Let me just pick up the silk. It's not far away. Not far away at all. So, it's been a while, but I think you still remember I plan to stitch Long Dog Sampler Forevermore. Picture is going to be here. And I had gotten this silk from Silks for You, which is a variegation between Ecru and light tan cream. It's a very light silk. And I wanted to stitch it on blue. I have been looking for the perfect blue fabric. I've gotten a few blue fabrics. And I'm going to claim now to have found the perfect one. So yeah, this is a bit extra. I really thought about whether I wanted to do it on opal or not, but opal is just me, so I decided yes, I'm going to do it on that fabric. So I hope that by next time this is going to be a new start. I still have a bit of an issue with having too many whips at once because I basically put most of my attention into one. So I don't know yet. Probably should, but I'm also thinking maybe I should try and put in some effort into the squirrel and finish that first. I might not be the person to be a multi-web stitcher, I don't know. I have a tendency not to touch them until I fully focus on them. So Hand Stitch by Rolander, I can really recommend her too. I have now purchased from her 3 times. Third piece of fabric is not here yet, but it landed in Frankfurt yesterday, so I hope it will be here soon. So far, her letters have gone through customs very fast. So that's all I have for stitching. So new record, 25 minutes and 30 seconds. If you would like to stay on and see my very few knitting purchases, you are welcome. If not, thank you for joining me, and I hope you will be with me the next time as well. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week. Stay safe, stay in, and I will talk to you very soon. And if you have stayed on, I have also made very few Stitchy purchases. So last time I asked for recommendations for needles, and I got multiple recommendations for needles from a company called Chiagu. I hope that's how you pronounce them. So I went ahead and looked, and I found a shop that has those, as well as 2 other companies. The second one, I think I got also a recommendation for. Third one is a German one, so that was probably all on my on me. So I got 2 pairs by now. I initially only bought this one here with the long cable, but I decided I wanted to do a different project that requires a much shorter cable. So I got a second pair because after first impression I liked these the best. These are the Red Lace by Chiagu, and the one thing I like about them very much is that these cables are actually steel cables and they don't twist. So I'm going to show you a different one. I think the purple is the Knit Pro. So if you pull out the Knit Pro, you see what happens? They stay like that. The Chiagus don't, so they instantly unwind into what you want them to be. So that's what I like best about them. The tips, as you can see, are not very different, so I don't expect any differences from that. What's a bit different is the mechanism, how the tips are attached, because I got the needles where you can actually switch out the needle tips and cables. I thought this would probably be the most economic way to do it. So I did that for all 3 systems, and this is this also? I can't remember. Problem is I threw out one of the packagings, but I think purple is Knit Pro, and I think Knit Pro was also screw on. And then the third is a German company, which is called Adi. Yeah, Lola, I know. And here you have the same thing with the cable. No, don't eat the needles, please. No. No. You're already sleeping on the yarn. And here you have the same thing. These actually stay curled up. So if I remember correctly, you're actually supposed to put them into warm to hot water so they can release that curl. That is already something that annoys me to no end. Okay, they don't want to stay together any longer. But this is the third system, and this is actually a click system. So I don't know if I managed to release it right away. Probably not. Ah, yeah. So these are actually clicked in instead of screwed in. It's all a bit fiddly. Don't know. But these are also the biggest needles I have, and I think I'm going to try them with the project I have planned for the first knit grade yarn I got in the neutral colors. I ordered more of the 2 colors because I found the pattern I would like to do with them. Yeah, no, they are back together. And I think these are going to be the needles I have to use. They are 6mm US 10, and these are 5mm Is the US size on here? I don't know. No, US size is not on here, but I think that makes it 8, yeah, right? Not sure. And these are the finest, so I'm going to do the sports projects with these. So thank you for your recommendations. I am going to try them out soon, I hope. I had planned to have a project on the needle by now, but I just felt not crafty on the weekend. So, kitty cat. Yeah, I know, but this is my yarn. Unlike what you think, this is actually my yarn. So she was lying on top of that. So, and this is my only yarn purchase that I made, and it arrived in the meantime. This is from a German indie dyer on Etsy. You can also purchase from her. She ships worldwide. Yeah, no. I have to put her down from off the table for now because she's just trying to get all up in my knitting needles, and I don't want her to hurt herself while I'm not fully paying attention to her. So her shop is called Phoebe and Mercy. Hand-dyed yarns. As I said, she's from Germany, but she ships worldwide. If you would like to give a German indie dyer a try, please do so. I got a little goodie, which is one of her stitch markers. She sells those as well, if you're interested. And I have found a pattern. At first I wanted to use it for the knit crate yarn I showed you last week. But then I decided, no, this pattern actually needs something a little more, yeah, a little bit more muted, a little bit more elegant, because you actually were supposed to stitch, to knit it with mohair or something similar. And I thought, no, the colorful speckles, that's just not the right fit. So what I did is I remembered that I had seen something that I liked very much. I went on Etsy and I made a purchase. So she has this yarn which is called Phoebe. It's named after one of her cats. Phoebe and Mercy are her 2 cats. This is a color between cream, a soft blush. So this has, it looks more brown on camera right now, but this is actually a bit of a pink blush tone to it. And of course a bit of a tan tone as well. And I bought 2 hanks of that because that's what the pattern calls for. It's a mix of merino and silk, and it feels so soft. I love the touch of this. So the silk will give it a bit of a sheen, and should make it also drape very nicely. And then I got, as the mohair, I got the colorway Mrs. Dawson, which is quite obviously a bit more purple and pink than the other yarn, but it should work very well together. This is 72% mohair and 28% silk. So can't wait to try that out. And the shawl I want to knit with this is called the Bennet sister shawl. I'm going to put a picture here. It's basically, you know, the Bennet sisters. I think the person who made the pattern actually didn't dedicate it to a certain Bennet sister couple, but for me it's obviously Elizabeth and what's her name? The one sophisticated one. So it's not going to be Lydia or any of the others. It's going to be Elizabeth and her older sister. Is it Mary? I'm not sure. That's going to be my couple, and you are going to knit 1/2 of the shawl just with the fingering, and then you're going to knit 1/2 with the fingering and the mohair held together. And the recommendation was to either use 2 different yarns that are slightly different, not wildly different, and then use non-colored mohair with that, or use the same yarn as I'm doing here and use a slightly colored mohair to set the color a little off. So that's why I thought directly or instantly of this shop, because I had seen the yarn and I had fallen in love with the yarn, but I hadn't had an idea yet, so I hadn't purchased yet. I tried to restrain myself. Don't hold your breath, that it'll take for long. And that's why I went back and got this, and I'm quite happy with that. I want to practice a bit first, because this is actually a bit finer than what I have knit with before, and I want it to look good in the end, so I don't want to have the Bennet sister shawl be a practice piece. The pattern is not very complicated, that's a good thing. Don't eat the needles. But I want to make sure that my stitching looks good by the time I start this one. Yeah, and that is it. That's all I have for today. Short one, like I said. So once again, if you're still with me, thank you for joining me. Thank you for staying with me for so long. I hope that by the next time I can actually show you a few frame pieces, and hopefully there should be more stuff in, because I've been waiting for some of that for 5 or 6 weeks now, so it's starting to get ridiculous. Also, I hope next time I will have a few more rips to show. Maybe not. Maybe I will. I have no idea. But you'll see. So anyway, guys, once again, please stay healthy, stay safe, stay in. Take care of your families and neighbors. But please, please, please stay away from them as much as you can. It's very important. I know that not everyone believes in all the social distancing talk, but it's very, very important. So please do. And I would like to thank all of the frontline workers that are holding up basically the pillar of society right now. My partner is actually one of them, since he's in the health system, and even though he is just a physical therapist, so he's not a nurse or a doctor, he's still needed in this time, and I don't envy him that he has to go into work every day. So thank you to everyone who has to do this and does it, and I think a lot of people are feeling thankful right now and thinking of you, even if they might not have the best way of showing it. So thank you very much. And I hope next time we talk to each other, times will look a bit better as they are right now. So, going to stop this now. I actually didn't want to get into the topic at all, but I think we all don't want to and do these days, don't we? Anyway, guys, have a wonderful day, have a wonderful week. Stay safe, stay in, and we are going to talk to each other very soon. Bye, guys.